Chief, I hope you're having a fantastic day whenever you see this. You know, sometimes it's really hard to record these videos. Maybe I haven't slept well, or it's in the morning, or I have to deal with loads of background noise. But I'll tell you how my morning went. I had a lovely lie-in and caught up on some sleep that I needed. It was sunny outside, so I meditated for like 30 minutes, practically sunbathing. And now I'm just having a coffee, all fasted. Haven't even had my first meal of the day yet, and I feel excellent. And still a bit ill, but not enough where it's taking away from me. And I'm very grateful, because if I hadn't gone through the days before, I don't think this would mean as much, right? But be grateful for your bad days as well. Anyway, Chief, this topic of this video is something very important to me. Feeling like you don't belong. I've always felt like that. I've had imposter syndrome, outcast syndrome, whatever you want to call it, for most of my life. Growing up an only child, in my early years at school, I never fit into a particular friend group, and by the time I had a consciousness, I developed the lone wolf mentality, which is very, very negative, because you think you're all cool and individual and you're so mysterious, but really you're just lonely and angry at the world. It's difficult, Chief, because what do? There are two types of not belonging. There is when you really don't belong in a certain group, and when you're just telling yourself that. Those are the two types I'm going to tackle today. The broader mindsets I might address in another video, I might address a wee bit here, but I could make a whole hour podcast on that psychology, because I'm pretty much the walking embodiment of it, but I have gotten over it to an extent. It still comes up. The thing is, Chief, if you have mental patterns throughout the whole of your life, they're not going to go away completely. They'll still come up in certain situations, but you can overcome them mostly. Type 1, when you really don't belong in a certain group. What I mean by this is, maybe you're in a group that is really bad for you. They are the opposite or antithesis to you. I have felt this before. You just leave, Chief. Now there's times, maybe it's your school, where you're forced to be with them every day. Kill them with kindness and be patient. Because if you are forced to be there, then the only thing you can do is wait. Stay true to yourself and know that you will be rewarded in time. And it sounds simple, it's not simple. Because that means you're going to have to go day to day with living in this certain environment. That's not going to feel good. But this is where patience comes in. And kill them with kindness. Just try and be the best version of yourself around them. And try and just be kind to them. Don't give them a reason to shoot you down. And if they do, c'est la vie. Because what they use with words, you will make up for with actions. And if you can change your environment, maybe it's a job or whatever, just do it. Sounds simple, right? And I know what you're saying, you're listing all these reasons why you can't. Do you know what I realised, Chief, is a lot of that is cope. There are some genuine reasons that can stop you financially, circumstantially, from moving on to a different job. But no one's as trapped as they seem. It's just because it would be a lot of effort. It would be scary. Maybe you're comfortable in your shit job. Chief, if you don't like the environment, if you don't like the type of people you work with, and I mean you really don't like them, you don't feel like you fit in because they don't get on with you, you don't get on with them, you don't like their moral compass, whatever, you can leave. You just have to want it enough. I'm a firm believer that most things you can achieve if you try hard enough. And think about it, your comfortability right now is ruining your personality, your essence, just because you're comfortable. Now, I will transition into the second type of not belonging, because I was somewhere in the middle in my current job right now. Not the job I want to do for my life, that's this. But I didn't feel like I belonged at first. Some of them I didn't. But some of them, I just had to be patient. The thing with people is, a voice breaker, looks like I'm finally going through puberty. The thing with people is, they put other people, including yourself, and you do this to everyone else too, in boxes. When you don't get on with someone at first, you immediately assume that either you're better than them or that you're different, and you put them into a box. You think, oh, they're just this. They just go out every weekend. They're just simple, blah, 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 blah. I'm better than them. I'm a fucking lone wolf. I'm really cool. Shut the fuck up. Listen, as a side point, you do a lot better in life if you stop being so interested in yourself and more interested in other people, but that's a whole video for a different time. These people, you've made a judgment on them. You cannot be sure that you won't get on with them until you actually try and understand their complexities. Because it takes time to belong. And this is the second point I want to make. If you don't feel like you belong and you're not sure if it's the people or you, before you make a decision and you want to be in this environment, just give it time. Friendships, being liked, bonds, trust, that takes time. You can't walk into a room and instantly be like, well, you can. That's called charm. But first impressions are easy. I'm great at first impressions. It's the second, third, fourth, fifth, 10th impressions that matter. Because first impressions are just, you use your charm, you use your people skills. But when people actually get to know you and what you're about, that's where all this facade and acting drops. My current job, the first few months, it was hell. You know what I got taught, Chief? I got taught that in some environments you can be as charming as you want, you can have all the people skills you want. You can be as nice to people as you want, and people will still turn around and subconsciously say, I don't give a fuck about that. I want results. I had to hustle and prove that I was actually worthy of being there. And there are some people there that I really didn't get on with, but they eventually left. And it wasn't that we hated each other, our energies just weren't there, you know what I mean? But I was patient, and eventually I felt like I belonged in the group. Some people left, some people joined, and it formed, and now it's probably at its golden age, if you will. And if I'm being honest, if it stayed at the group it was before certain people left, would I have left? Maybe. But the point is, there was some people there that I thought I didn't get on with, but actually I just was refusing to see past their base value because I didn't want to be patient. I didn't want to accept the fact that I was being judgmental. And this is the thing. And another point of not belonging is you're telling yourself that because you don't feel like you deserve to. Because you have spent so much of your life not belonging. Potentially, maybe like me, being a lone wolf, only child, whatever. Outcast syndrome, outsider syndrome. You feel like you don't deserve to be a part of big groups, you know. I'm very, very good with people individually. I'm like the counsellor friend. But in big groups, I often feel lost. I almost feel like I don't deserve to be there because I'm constantly evaluating what my value is for that group. What am I doing for that group? Chief, do you know what you can do to make yourself feel better in groups? Stop worrying about what you're bringing to the group and be interested about what the group is doing, about what people are bringing to the group. Be interested in the people in the group, less yourself. You do deserve to be there, Chief. You are a human being trying to experience the world, and that is enough. Yes, you need to improve yourself. Yes, you need to do this, that, A, B, C, whatever. But you deserve to experience, to find people, to make friends, to form bonds. Be interested in people. You belong any way you like, Chief. And if you don't get on with certain people, first, try and really understand them. If you are in an environment you want to be or you have to be with them, try and really understand them, and then, if you can't, get on with them then. Move somewhere else. But you might just find out that that person is someone that can provide value to you for the rest of your life. Chief, stay hustling. Don't listen to your brain so much. Meditate. Realise that maybe a lot of the ways you act is just because of how you've acted in the past and all the experiences that have led up to this moment. In fact, that's probably exactly why you act the way you do. Your brain's silly. Out here, that's where the beauty's at. Share this to someone if they need to hear it. And finally, Chief, say less, do more. I'll see you tomorrow.